All right, time for another one of my UAE video analysis. Now this one is taken, I'm reading from Khaleej Times. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? You can see Khaleej Times? Yeah. Okay. It's nice. I'll put a screenshot. There is this counter, nice clock counter on Expo 2020 is 253 days, 16 hours, 35 minutes and 50 some seconds. Okay. So below that is Sheikh Mohammed. He says UAE Mars mission VP's heartfelt message to the Arab world. Now right off the bat, before I even get into this, I see from my heart, you know me, my heart is up my sleeve. I speak very honestly. I like Sheikh Mohammed. I like Sheikh Mohammed because forget visionary, forget this thing. He has been a leader for my lifetime, and I stayed in his country, his emirate. So I don't have any hatred against him. But the problem is because my channel is about UAE, analysis and all that. I have to analyze and give my views about any news that comes. So I kind of feel bad that, see, Sheikh Mohammed is a 70-year-old man. 70. Just let that sink in. If you saw a 70-year-old man, would you criticize him? Would you point out his flaws? One second, let me hold. Would you would you point out his flaws? You see a 70-year-old man, you'll be like, he's an old guy, just leave him alone. I mean, when I become 70, I don't know what the fuck I would be. I think I'd be a vegetable. I'd be on a wheelchair. So right at the outset, I have nothing but admiration for Sheikh Mohammed as a leader and human being, and as a 70-year-old man. So it kind of feels bad that I have to keep making videos where sometimes I'm a little critical. So I know he'll never watch this, but if you're watching, Your Highness Sheikh Mohammed, just want to say I'm sorry that I have to make critical videos. I don't hate you, but I have to give my opinion. Okay, so apologies. So having got that out, let's analyze his message. Okay, what he has to say, and I'll give my thoughts about this. So it says UAE Mars mission VP's heartfelt message to the Arab world. This will be the farthest point in the universe Arabs have ever reached. Okay, fine. Let's click on this. As I click, it says UAE Mars mission, Sheikh Mohammed's heartfelt video message to the Arab world ahead of Hope probe's entry. Okay, that kind of sounds like when you get a tube up your you know where to probe if you have any sickness. Anyway, I was just giving you a thought. Okay, so it shows Sheikh Mohammed's photograph there, and there is impossible is possible, and there is that logo for the Mars thing. Okay, fine. So Twitter, it says addressing the nation and the Arabs world less than 24 hours before Hope probe's expected entry into the Martian orbit, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of UAE and the ruler of Dubai, beamed inspiration and said, no matter what happens, history will be made. Okay. Until now, he's absolutely right. History will be made. You send a satellite launched from another base or another country where you paid money because you wanted to have the feather in your cap. It's great PR, good publicity, and it shows, okay, UAE is at the top. Okay, fine. So until now, I'm totally 100% agree. 50% of spacecraft that tried to enter the Martian orbit failed. Okay. I do not know. You'll have to Google search how many Martian spacecrafts have tried. Okay, I do not know. Maybe 5, 10 or whatever. So okay, 50%. Sheikh Mohammed said in a video he shared on Twitter, and even if the Hope probe couldn't enter the orbit, I say that we have entered history because this is the farthest point in the universe the Arabs have ever reached. Okay. Here's my thought. In a way it's right, but actually it is wrong. And I'll tell you why. Let's say I'm trying to run a 100 meters race. Okay? The first person to complete the race is remembered. The second person is not, third person is not, fourth person is not. Like if I ask you who was the first person to break the 4-minute mile, you'll say Roger Bannister. If I ask you the second, you don't know. If I ask you the third, you don't know. First man on the moon, Neil Armstrong. Second man, I don't know. Third, I don't know. Okay. But now the question is, do you remember who was before Neil Armstrong? Who just came near the moon but didn't land? Do you remember the person who came closest to the moon 10 years before that, or 5 years before that, or 1 year before that? Nobody knows. We remember Yuri Gagarin, who circled around in space. But do you remember the failed attempts? No. So the fact of the matter is, if you do something and you have not been successful in completing the whole mission, that makes no sense. Even if you are the first Arab, then what do? Okay, we are the first Arab. Then we have the first Christian. Then we have the first European. Then we have the first Indian. Then we have the first Pakistani. Then we have the first Hindu. Then we have the first girl. Then we have the first boy. Then we have the first animal. I mean, like that, if you look at subcategories, you can be the first, but it means nothing. This is just to feel good. You can say it. So, okay, fine. He gave a disclaimer intelligently because he knows if you failed, then it shouldn't backfire on his face. Like how they said we conquered COVID. And then you had to backtrack your statement because then you realize COVID number of cases were spiking up. So in the same way, here we are talking about, okay, you're trying to enter the orbit. Have you landed on Mars? No. Have you done anything on Mars? No. You're just coming near the orbit. Okay, fine. So if that is inspiration, fine, it's good. You have done something, but it doesn't amount to anything. Okay, then. The UAE Vice President congratulated the people of UAE and Arab and Islamic nations for making it far with Al-Amal, the Hope probe. Here once again, the problem of this clannish nature of achievements. We are the first Arabs, we are the first Indians, we are the first Muslims, we are the first Christians. I don't know how far we can look at the first human being, but then when we go into subcategories, it becomes pointless. Okay, if they want to feel good about being the first Arab, fine. The UAE Vice President congratulated the people of UAE. Okay, fine. After more than 5 million working hours by more than 200 Emirati engineers, our goal is to give all hope to all Arabs. And the fact that we can compete with nations and other people, Sheikh Mohammed tweeted. Okay, here's what he did not mention. Is it only Arab Emiratis or were there other nationalities? Is it only UAE? Did UAE create any technology or did it copy someone else's technology? Or did it borrow or did it rent out other people's technology? Was a rocket launched in UAE? No. Was the technology exclusive UAE? No. Was the infrastructure totally of UAE? No. It was just the money. Some junior engineers who are working for non-Arab engineers. And the technology was non-Arab. So you focus only on the part that Arabs done. It's like having a CEO who is white, a dummy chairman who is Emirati, and then 2-3 Emirati heads, but rest all 80% expatriates. So the credit goes to who? So I kind of understand why he's doing what he's doing, because he wants to, kind of wave the flag of UAE and make everyone feel proud and happy. Totally understand. Okay, you want to do this to give a sense of national pride and you want them to feel good about it and yay, we have done it. But then it just falls empty, because people are aware of the truth. And then there is a Twitter video. And finally, then there is he asked Allah for success. Me being an atheist, you know what's my take on this. And prayed that the probe will make it to the orbit of Mars. Fine. So until now, I don't have anything bad to say. But I'll tell you why this whole video, this whole article falls short. And here are my questions, okay? Once again, I hate taking the role of being this guy who criticizes, but facts are facts. Number one, Saudi is bigger than Dubai? Yes. More richer than Dubai? Yes. More successful in so many other ways than Dubai? Yes. Okay. More money than Dubai? Yes. Let's look at even Qatar. More than Dubai? Yes. In every way? Yes. Okay. Some areas maybe Dubai is more than Qatar, but they're very far and few. In fact, let's look at Abu Dhabi versus Dubai. Dubai and Abu Dhabi are really close. Why didn't Abu Dhabi launch the rocket? Why didn't Abu Dhabi have its branding? Why didn't Abu Dhabi take the leadership stance? Why did only Dubai? You have to ask these questions. The answer is very simple. There are much bigger priorities, challenges, and important and urgent things to do than putting a rocket and sending it to Mars. Key issues that Dubai should be focused on, which it's not addressing. $21 billion loan, the challenging economy, the recession, the increasing COVID numbers, its inability to stop the hemorrhaging. There are so many challenges. The dying infrastructure. Forget that. Expo 2020. They have not addressed any of this. I know I can go on, but I just feel my analysis, my understanding is this is just to give a positive PR, a positive spin, to make UAE look good, for Sheikh Mohammed to have another so-called feather in the cap of his list of achievements. I just feel that Sheikh Mohammed, is becoming this old man who just want to have the last few dying days of his. I'm not wishing him dead, but we need to face it. He's 70. So he's closer to becoming old. So he's doing the best, just like Steve Jobs. Before he were to die, he came out with his best and finest years. The iPod, the iPad, the iPhone. And he died leaving a legacy. So I just feel this is more of Sheikh Mohammed's list of things he wants to leave the world as his lasting legacy, that this is what I did. And then he wants to ride off into the sunset. So overall, I don't have any hate or spite or I don't know if you can call the word criticism, but this whatever they're doing is more, I feel, is more like a PR stunt. And in the larger scheme of things, it doesn't matter at all. In another 4-5 years, nobody is even going to remember this. I think what UAE should rather focus more on is the economy, the payment of loans, the health of the nation, the health of individuals. And the reason they don't focus on all this is because they know that nothing is going to happen for the next 2-3 years. So instead of waiting for 2-3 years, why not get a little bit of positive publicity for something that you already invested, like they said, 200 million hours or 20 million hours or 2 million hours or whatever. So overall, I would offer my congratulations to Sheikh Mohammed for this achievement. Okay, good, whatever. But in the larger scheme of things, it means nothing. It's, to give you an example, just to conclude, is more like me saying, I've got 21-inch arms, or the world record is 29-inch arms. I've got 30-inch arms, muscles, big muscles. And it's a world record. Nobody has got such. And I'm able to lift a car with one hand. It's such a great achievement. But then there is a problem. The problem is I have cancer, I'm dying. I have 100 million that is loan unpaid. And there's a lot of problems between me and my relatives in my house. Okay, there's no peace. So, but I've broken the world record for the biggest muscles and breaking the world record. So now when you look at it as an individual, you'll be like, yeah, Loy, that achievement is great, but there are so many other important things. You have cancer, you're dying, you have not paid your loans, you're running in losses, and your family life is totally tattered. So do you think that looks good? So just I leave it to you. You decide. If you see such an individual, would you be impressed? So anyway, that's what I had to say. Let me know your thoughts. I feel, like I said, I feel bad. He's a 70-year-old man, and I hate making such videos. But then again, people want to know my opinion about such a news about UAE. So this is what I had to say. I just hope and wish Sheikh Mohammed he stays alive for many years. Don't want him to die. I have that soft corner for him. He's still, a ruler that I lived under. And I really, genuinely, sincerely, I don't know if you'll believe or not. And anyway, I don't care if you do. I hope he pays off the 21 billion loan. I hope that they, conquer this virus nonsense. I hope that he gets a proper successor. And I hope they sort out this mess that UAE is in. That's all I want to say. And let me know your thoughts. Feel free to criticize me. I don't delete your views. It's just, I don't know, YouTube's algorithm, which is so funny. Some of the comments get automatically deleted. I accept all your comments. So let me know your thoughts. This is what I had to share. It's me signing off. You guys take care.